You guys ever feel like your lashes just kind of gave up after you turned 50? I feel like some of them are like, no, you know, we've been around long enough. We're packing up, we're leaving, and we're not coming back. That is the situation that I am faced with. I am 55, and I hear from many of you that lashes are a thing. They're either a thing because there's not enough of them, or they're a thing because they're just not as dark as they used to be. I have a solution, especially for those of us that are like, I don't want to say we're lazy, but come summer, you just want to put in a little less effort with your makeup, but you still want to look good. Today, I'm going to share with you before and after pictures and the entire process of a lash lift and tint. I mentioned this to you a couple months ago and you guys were all for it. You wanted to see how this works. So I'm going to take you with me. Couple of things I want to say to begin with. Number one, thanks to Barb, who is a subscriber, who when I mentioned I was going to do a lash lift and tint, she said, Jody, I've got a girl for you. I know you're in the Seattle area. Barb referred me to Katie, who's the owner of Saint Luxury Lashes. So if you are in the Seattle area and you don't mind a beautiful drive up to Stanwood, check out Saint Luxury Lashes. It's also important to note that this is not a sponsored video. I paid for this entire service. It's about $100. That's how much I paid for it. Of course, everyone charges different. So if you're just kind of wondering ballpark, that's what this service cost me. Katie was so gracious to allow me to not only film, but ask a lot of questions, and she answered all of them. So if you've wondered about a lash lift and tint, then you get to see the whole process. I'm also going to share with you before and after pictures, and it's been about 5 days since I did this process. I don't have any mascara on today. I don't even have eyeliner on my upper lashes because I wanted you to see what the result looks like about 5 days after. Beautiful, beautiful lashes. I don't want to do a whole spoiler alert because you want to see how the process works. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, share it with anybody that might be interested in a lash lift and tint, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. If you're really loving the channel, I would encourage you to be a channel ambassador. It's a way to show your support for the channel for just 99 cents a month. It's $12 for the whole year, and it allows me to keep the channel going. Thank you for being a channel ambassador. So if you are ready to get into a lash lift and tint, and it is a two-step process, it's a lift and it's a tint, but I won't bore you with the details. I'll let you see it all right here for yourself.
So I do put the eye pads on your lower lashes.
Okay.
That way they're held down and they don't get curled up with the lash lift.
Okay.
So that's the purpose of these.
Okay.
So go ahead and close for me. You have really good lashes for this.
Thank you. I've used Latisse for years.
Then one more time. Go ahead and close for me. Okay, so I'm gonna have you from now on keep your eyes just closed throughout the service, and then this cloth is just to keep everything off your head. You're gonna feel me lift your eyelid a little bit. I want you to make sure to just relax. All I'm doing is putting like a piece of tape on the bottom there to get any of the bottom lashes that I might have missed.
How long does the curl last about?
6 to 8 weeks, but some people have had longer results. I will say towards that 8-week and on, they do start looking a little bit kind of wonky just because now that curl is being grown out away from your lash line. And so when you leave here today, that curl is going to be like tight near your lash line, and then at about 8 weeks as your lashes grow, now that curl is like further away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I'll be like, what the heck happened to my lashes?
And so that's usually when people would come back for like a relift.
Oh, okay. So it's something that you should redo if you want the curl to keep curling.
Yes.
Okay.
But our lashes shed naturally too. So if you weren't to get it relifted, you can just let them grow out and do their natural shed, and then just wait for those new straight lashes to come, and then for your natural lashes that are still there to just lose that curl that we created.
And is it damaging to the lash at all? Like, is it a chemical like a perm or anything?
It is, but the timing is what is so important of the processing.
Okay.
So if I weren't to pay attention to the timing or assess your lashes correctly and do the right timing, it definitely could be damaging. It could overprocess and whatnot. So I do set a timer and pay attention to how long that solution's on there for.
Okay, and does that differ with each person? Like, do you see their lashes and kind of determine the length of time based on the thickness or the coarseness of their lash? Oh,
yes. Yep, so somebody with finer lashes, it's definitely gonna be a shorter amount of time. The first solution that I'm gonna put on here soon after I get the rods on, that one's basically opening up the pores and weakening your lash, so that when I put the setting solution on there, it sets the curl, so it can like seep into your lash follicles better. So the healthier your lashes are, the longer that step 1 solution needs to set on there.
Okay.
And then the step 2 solution is the same time for everybody. And this is just a primer I'm putting on just because there's a little bit of eyeshadow.
Now, is there anyone who wouldn't be a good fit for a lash lift and tint?
People going through chemotherapy.
Okay.
Nursing mothers, I have found, like, I think it's just because the baby's, if you're nursing, the baby's taking a lot of your nutrients. And so I do feel like our hair is just weaker and can be a little bit more brittle. So I do recommend women to just wait that out.
Okay.
Because our hormones too can affect the way that the curl can take.
Now, mostly women over 40 or 50 find that their lashes aren't long as they used to be, unless they use like a Latisse or something. So can you curl any length lash? Like, do they have to be a certain length before you can curl them, or can you get curl off of shorter lashes?
Different size shields. I'm pulling these out now, and I can kind of put that in front of your camera. So there's different size shields. There's small, medium, and large in my kit. They do make it extra small. My mom is in her 60s, very short lashes, and I was able to use a small shield on her, and she got a great curl. For her, like, it wasn't a huge dramatic change, but it definitely opened up and brightened her eyes. This part's a little weird feeling for a lot of people who it's their first time. The shield is gonna go onto your eyelid. It's just gonna sit there, but what I'm gonna do is wrap your lashes back onto the shield.
Okay.
And I use, it's called a balm, and that's what makes it stick. I used to use a glue made by the same company, but I just felt like it was too sticky and that the solution didn't really penetrate as well through that. And so this company, LA Bonna, they came out with a balm that works really, really well with the product.
Okay. So LA Bonna is the brand that you prefer using, and that includes the adhesive or the balm and the different size shields.
Yep.
You get that from them as well?
Yes. And then there's also aftercare products by them too. It's a serum, and so it has like vitamins and peptides in it too. When we're finished here, I'm gonna have you swipe some of that on, because that can be used right after the service, and it's best to use it right after too, because the hair follicles are opened up, and so it'll re-nourish your lashes after the processing.
Okay. And is that really the only aftercare, is to add that serum?
It's the only one that this company recommends.
Okay.
And so because I am trained through them, that's the product that I know. I'm not quite familiar with any other products that wouldn't make the curl drop.
Right. What service do you get requested more, this or extensions?
Extensions.
It's still extensions.
Yeah. And they keep coming out with like different styles and techniques, and I felt like it hit a plateau in my opinion, but it didn't.
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of people are now leaning more towards a natural look with the extensions. And I would say we are doing more lash lifts than we used to do.
Yeah. So you've seen a trend where they used to be longer, fuller extensions, and now they're more of a natural look preferred.
Oh yeah, because for a while, well, once volume and then mega volume lash extensions became a thing, classics were just like old news.
Yeah.
And then yeah, lately we've been having a lot of even younger clientele, like 20-something-year-olds wanting the classics, which those were the gals wanting the big lashes.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to mimic the glue on at home.
The strips.
Yes.
My bonus daughter is 19. Oh, she's 20 now, I guess. And she did a lift and tint. And it looked so beautiful. And that was last summer, I think. And I thought, I don't have her lashes, so I have to have set true expectations of what to expect. But they looked beautiful.
Did she have longer lashes than you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're thicker, and I think she has a lot more of them.
I think you're going to be really surprised when this is done, because you, in my opinion, from all the lashes that I see, you have very long and thick eyelashes.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I need to feel more grateful.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
I wonder how much of it is the lattice and how much is it washing with coconut oil. Like that's been what I've washed my face with. The only thing I washed my face with for probably 15 years.
Well, your skin's really nice, so I believe it.
Thank you. And I just turned 55, so I'm like, I think that's a big part of it is that coconut oil.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I'll have to make that switch and try it out.
Yeah, let me know what you think. So then now you're wrapping the eyelashes around the curler.
Can you feel it on your right eye? No?
Is it just one roller? I can't wait to watch the film and see what it is.
Yeah, this one's not really wanting to stick to your... I think because I just pulled it out, it's not making the shape, so I'm having to hold it a little differently, so I apologize if you're...
no worries.
Feeling me finick with it. This is a process where people are always wondering, like, oh, I wonder what I look like.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll take a picture for somebody to see afterwards. They just think it's hilarious because you have these orange things on your eyes, and
I can't wait to see it. Wow, and so you have to do every single lash.
Yeah, but this is, I'm not doing every single lash like individually to go onto the rod, but what I'm doing is working in sections to make sure that we don't have a lot like crisscrossing or laying on there sideways either, because I want to make sure that your results are, they're spaced out nicely. You don't have any gaps because of the way that I processed it. So I am careful about how I put it onto the rod because it's going to take that shape.
Got it. So how it looks on the rod is what the finished product will kind of look.
Yeah.
And how long does the balm or the solution have to stay on to curl it?
So your lashes, it's going to be about 9 minutes, the first one, because of the strength of them, and then the second one is going to be 6 minutes.
And by strength of them, are they strong or they're weak?
They're strong.
Okay.
Yeah. So somebody with weak lashes would be about 5 minutes and 5 minutes for step 1 and step 2. And then medium is about 6 to 7. And then strong is 8 to 9. And so when I do hit that 8-minute mark, I'll start checking them to see how bendy. I'm gonna end up checking one lash to see like how bendy it is. And that'll tell me if it's ready to have that step 1 solution removed for the step 2. But I have a good feeling it's gonna take 9 minutes.
And is step 1 an activator and step 2 is a neutralizer?
Yeah. So the step 1 is, I don't like to say weakening the hairs, but it's opening up the follicles and making them softer.
Right.
That way step 2 can penetrate in there, and then it's called a setting solution.
Oh.
And so that's what sets the... Have you ever had a perm?
back in the day, yes.
Yeah.
In high school, that's what I was wondering if that's what it's like. But it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the tint must be similar to a color.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. You're opening up the cuticles and depositing color. Is that
Mm-hmm.
true?
Yep, and we mix the activator into the color to make that, to make it so it will color the hairs.
So if you're mixing color, can you do eyelashes almost any color you want?
I have seen videos of it. So with eyelashes, we'll have people either choose black or brown. A lot of gals who are very, very blonde. I mean, most people will choose black, but I do have some gals that are very blonde. They prefer brown. Okay, so I'm gonna do step 1. It does smell a little bit like a perm.
Okay.
Not quite as strong, but you might get a whiff of it and it'll remind you of walking through the mall and passing the mall hair salons. The solution on here. I'm watching the clock, so when that time comes, so this part's kind of like a little waiting game.
Okay, no worries.
So I am taking off solution 1 just with a Q-tip, and then a little bit of water to make sure I get it so I'm not mixing the 2 solutions. And then after you leave here, you will want to wait 24 hours to get them wet at home.
Okay.
And then sleeping on them as well. I don't know, do you sleep on your stomach, or are you pretty good about sleeping on your back?
Usually no, my side.
Which is totally fine. You don't have to change the way you sleep, but if you're on your side, I do recommend kind of having your face at the edge of your pillow.
Okay.
Just try not to smush your lashes into the pillow just because they'll still be malleable. I don't know if I said that right. And you don't want them to like take that shape like inward towards your nose. But then after 24 hours, you're fine. You can get them wet. If you do have to get them wet today, cold water.
This second step in the lift process applies the exact same way. The only difference is this is step 2 and it only stays on for about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna fast forward here to save you guys some time.
So I'm taking your lashes off the rod. They look really great. With your tint, do you like the bottom lashes, or do you want the bottom lashes tinted along with the tops? So if you typically would put mascara on your bottom lashes, I would recommend it. If you don't put mascara on your bottom lashes, then I would just leave it how it is.
Okay.
I will say, and I don't think so, but some people feel like it casts a shadow on their lower lids. I personally don't think it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I won't do it.
You want to just...
Yeah, because I'm just trying to think about my makeup application, and I don't very often.
Yeah.
I don't put mascara down there. I think because they're a lot, they're spaced out more than they used to be.
Yeah.
There's not as many lower lashes, so I don't put mascara because I feel like it highlights the spacing.
Yeah, yeah, it could. And get your tint mixed up.
And how long does the tint stay on?
I put it on for about 5 minutes.
Oh wow, so the whole process is fast.
It's pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah.
I book it for an hour and, I think it's an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and a half. And I started using rather than a, what we call tint, I started using a stain. It's the same kind of deal. I just feel like for whatever reason, the stain stays in the hair and the lashes longer. The stain is almost like a mix of a tint and a henna. Okay. And so if we were to do it on somebody's brows, it would stain the skin. The tint wouldn't stain the skin.
Got it.
But I've just found that it penetrates into the lash hairs a lot better and stays longer. So I just paint it on and then I'm gonna let it sit. When I wipe it, you'll kind of feel me like getting in there. Very pain-free.
Okay.
But
aggressive.
I might, yeah, your eye's gonna open a little bit when I do it.
Okay.
Just because I want to make sure to get it all.
During this part, I didn't feel anything. There were no strong scents or anything. It actually just felt like she was putting on mascara, is the best way to explain it. We're about halfway through the 5 minutes with the tint, and she's just checking to see how much of the color has deposited. Very similar process to getting your hair colored.
So I'm gonna take your iPad off.
Okay.
I want you to keep your eye closed because you have tint on there still. And then I'm just gonna wipe them in an upward motion.
Okay.
And that's another thing too, like in the 24 hours, if you like need to do anything with your eyes, do your best. It's not necessary, but I like to tell people to just do everything in an upward motion for them to kind of like a muscle memory thing for your lashes.
Okay.
So they're like, oh yeah, we're supposed to be up.
And that's for the first 24 hours?
Yeah.
So you guys get the gist. Now we're just wiping off the remaining tint, and she's just taking some water to get off any of the remaining tint, and then we'll do the other eye.
I like to dry them after, that way they're spread out and you can see how they're actually gonna look. I feel like this will give you more of an idea of what they should look like.
So along with the aftercare you told me about, and then the coconut oil, that's pretty much it. There's really not extra anything else I should do different or no, or other than what you've told me about sleeping the first night and water and...
Yeah, you can continue your lash serum. You can, wash your face as you normally would. Again, the coconut oil might make the curl drop a little faster because it is an oily product.
Okay, I'll just be real careful.
But yeah, they're super easy to maintain. Can open. Does everything feel okay?
Yeah, feels great.
I'll be in here.
Oh my
I
gosh.
need to wipe under your eyes a little bit from the iPads. I don't want to rub too hard for you.
Oh, that's okay.
But do you feel like you have more lashes than you had before?
Yeah, yeah.
Here's a wet.
You know what I love about it is that underneath at the root, it looks like I'm always trying to do eyeliner at, underneath just because of that thickness so that I have that black line. Yeah. And that's what I noticed the most. I love them. Well, there you go, you guys. Let me know if this is a service that you are interested in doing. I definitely will keep it up because for me, come summer, if I don't have to apply mascara, I don't have to worry about anything transferring, smudging, smearing underneath my lashes, and yet I have a natural lift to my lashes. And yeah, no mascara. I felt like I needed to prove that. There's no mascara on my lashes. These are my natural lift and tint. And again, this is 5 days later. Super happy with them. All right, there you go. That is the lash lift and tint process. Let me know what you think about it, and I will see you guys in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.